Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup, sponsored by JR Sports Bar and Grill, longtime sponsor of this show. I'm Jeff Hines alongside Caleb Brooks. Caleb, how's your weekend?
It was a good weekend for the most part, Coach. I don't know if you heard about the wreck on the interstate this past weekend between Montgomery and Birmingham, but not trying to start the show on a negative note. I was about 3 cars behind it.
Oh, my goodness.
Big RV went and hit the side of there's a bridge and hit the side, 3 people ended up dying in it. And,
I'll be dadgum. I did not hear about that.
I was 3 cars behind it, and so I just want to take this time to remind people, just be careful out on the roads. Anything can happen. Everybody was driving safely. It just there was a truck carrying an RV on a trailer, and the back tire of the trailer just happened to hit the wall, and everything went crazy.
Did you have any damage? Did you wreck?
No, nothing happened with me.
Good.
Luckily,
awesome.
we were a little bit behind it, but it was a crazy scene. Caught on fire really quick. Ended up being a 4-car pile-up right there, and 3 people ended up dying from it. So just be safe when you're out there driving. We were being safe, and still something, if we were 35 feet closer, it could have been us.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Just be safe out there driving, and, make sure to always be paying attention out there because, really anything can happen. It happened so fast this weekend, I'm telling you.
I tell you, you don't ever know. Anything can happen at any time. Doesn't really matter what you're doing. It's whether you're doing right, whether you're doing wrong. And I hate to put it that way, but it really doesn't matter. Anything can happen at any time. And we're just so blessed a lot of times that the good Lord hadn't picked our number yet.
Yeah.
And I'm glad everything. I hate it for that family, but I'm glad you're safe and who the people you were with were safe. In our world, this past weekend really is, and when I say in our world, I mean right here in our show world. Ben Russell being off, Alabama being off, Auburn being off. It's just we did have some local teams that played, but for the most part, other than Dadeville, Horseshoe Bend, Reeltown, really wasn't a whole lot going on.
No, there wasn't a lot going on this weekend, and really it kind of came at a good time, I think, especially for Alabama and Auburn right now. You've played 8 weeks into the year, and you need a break, and for Benjamin Russell it comes at a good time. They've got one more game left, and then the playoffs come, and, I saw that Coach Smith kind of said they were treating this week like it was spring practice again, kind of getting back to the basics, which is good. We talked about it last week. This team has a chance to make a run.
Yeah.
And, there's plenty of teams that go into the playoffs at 6-4, which is hopefully what we're going to be going in after we beat Valley this Friday, hopefully. And, there's plenty of teams that are able to get in at 6-4 and make a run. This team is definitely capable of it. So I think the break really comes at a good time for them. And really you get to start your season over. I know we keep saying that with all these buys, but you really do. And now they know they're in the playoffs. They established that against Calera. And now they can really look forward, and they know what they have coming up.
Right. Totally accurate on that. Let's start with the Dadeville Tigers. We're going to jump right in because we got a great show lined up today. A youth football team from New Site, Horseshoe Bend area is going to be joining us, the coaches and the players. Coach Lewis Daniel, head boys basketball coach at Benjamin Russell High School, is going to be joining us a little bit later on as well. Let's jump right in. Dadeville closes out the year with a big win over Prattville Christian, 45-7. A good way to go out.
Yeah, we talked about it last week that Dadeville had a chance to go into this week and get a win and get some momentum going into next year. I know that they have a good bit of guys coming back on next year's team, so it's good to end this season on a high note and really carry some momentum into the offseason where they have a chance to get a lot better going into next year where, like we've talked about, they'll get to play 4 straight home games next year instead of having to go on the road.
The Reeltown Rebels lose to a tough Ranburn team, 19-7. They're off this week, and then they go into the first round, and they will host Daleville. Do you read anything into the loss to Ranburn?
No, Ranburn's a good team. I actually looked them up a little bit. They're 7-2 on the year, shut out their first 3 opponents that they face. So a good team that they lost to, and You never know. They know they have the bye week coming up. They know they have the first round coming up. This wasn't a region game, so you really don't ever know what's going through 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old heads at this time of the year. Now they get a chance to reset, and they get to start their playoff run, which they have a good shot at making a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I look for Reeltown to really make a deep run. Central Clay, we call them our local team because they're just right up the road with former Ben Russell coach Danny Horn. I got to see him over the weekend. It was always good to catch up with him. Hadn't seen him in a while. They win at Center Point 14-0. He told me, he said, Coach, it was a sloppy game. That they're very talented. We were very fortunate to win 14-0. They go to Hanley this week, and then they get Corner in the first round. Yeah,
it's setting up good for Coach Horn, and really there's not many coaches in the state that have more experience this time of the year than Coach Horn does. So for Central Clay, you've got to be happy with where you're at right now. I mean, tough start to the year for them, and then you had the tough loss. But besides that, they've played really well, and now 2 straight shutouts for them, beating Sylacauga 42-0, and now Center Point 14-0. They get a Hanley team that's 4-5 on the year, and not really the Hanley that we're used to seeing, but a good chance for them to get a W on the road and head into the playoffs on a good note.
Yeah, good point. Horseshoe Bend loses to Lafayette 35-6. They go to Prattville Christian this week, and I don't know if it was accurate or not. I think it came out of the Montgomery Advertiser. Horseshoe Bend is still mathematically not eliminated from the playoffs, but they've got to have a tremendous amount of help to get in. So, we'll just have to see, according to that particular article I was reading. So, again, but they've got to go to Prattville Christian, and then depend on a lot of help if that's the case.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Horseshoe Bend to get into the playoffs, but they have a chance here. They're playing a Prattville Christian team that Davil was able to beat pretty handily. If Horseshoe Bend's able to go in there and get a win, they have a chance to end this season on a high note for them. And they've had a lot of ups and downs this year. A lot of things have happened over there. So to end this year with a win, if it is the end of the year for them, would be a really, really good thing for that program going forward.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then, of course, our Ben Russell Wildcats, Caleb has alluded to it at the beginning of the show. Coach Kevin Smith, they do what mostly every coach does during a bye week is they self-scout. And they got back to the basics, almost like a spring training type. They were off last week. They go to Valley this week. And then, of course, we already know we're going to play the winner of Spanish Fort and Saraland in round 1.
Yeah, big loss for Benjamin Russell this past week during practice with Abercrombie going out. He came in against Calera and really kind of sparked the offense, in our opinion. And from what I hear, had a really gruesome injury last Monday at practice. Wow. And they're thinking he may not even be able to play football again. I mean, it was that severe of an injury. So hate it for him, but going forward, they go to Valley this week, a team that Benjamin Russell was more than capable of going down and beating, and really, really building some momentum with 2 consecutive victories, really for the first time since the start of the year when they beat Beauregard and Central Clay back-to-back, heading into the playoffs. And if you're able to go in with some momentum, you're able to go in with some rhythm on offense, which we kind of saw get going last Friday, then this Benjamin Russell team can definitely be dangerous.
Yeah, there's no question about that. We've talked about them probably to some of you ad nauseum about how good Ben Russell's defense is and how they keep teams and keep their team in the game. We got to find a little O to go along with it, but again, going to be a tough out for whoever draws Ben Russell. Although we travel well, we always have, and we always will. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap up this first segment. When we're going to carry it over one more segment, Caleb and I, and then we're going to introduce you to the youth football team from New Side area, Horseshoe Bend area. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Have you heard the news? Your favorite chick is now online. That's right. You can now get Chicken Salad Chick even faster by visiting order.chickensaladchick.com. Chicken Salad Chick, born in Alabama and serving the best chicken salad around.
Gill's Prestige Selection in Opelika has the largest prestige inventory in all of East Central Alabama. Bank financing and interest rates as low as 2.9%. Get approved in less than 3 minutes online at GillsPrestige2.com. Gill's Auto Sale with in-house financing as low as 14.9%. Low monthly payments as low as $299 down and a free 30,000-mile or 3-month powertrain warranty on all Gill's premium pre-owned vehicles. Remember, you got to get to Gill's Auto Sales.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart.
Feel better, feel better fast.
We have a promise to keep with this community, our pledge of respect for your family and your needs in every funeral arrangement.
A funeral is a time that calls for consideration.
For that reason, we won't consider anyone else.
For a full range of funeral services with sensitivity, compassion, and respect, call Radney Funeral Home at 256-234-2511 or Langley Funeral Home at 256-896-2571. Your hometown funeral homes.
You've probably noticed the new name and the new colors, but what isn't new is our dedication to helping you achieve your financial goals. As a mid-sized regional bank, we're proud to offer you all the advantages of a large financial institution with the personalized service of a small one. This is banking with flexibility. Our name and our colors may have changed, but our commitment to empowering our customers, employees, and the communities we serve hasn't changed a bit. So visit one of our Alexander City locations today. Valley National Bank. New name, new colors, same bankers. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Scotty Fortenberry is Dadeville and the Lake Martin area's full-service Alpha agent. His office on Broadneck Street offers comprehensive life, home, auto, and boat insurance at Alpha's competitive rates. Scotty and Alpha Insurance are Alabama's #1 life insurance company for a reason. You'll always get the personal attention you and your family need. Scotty also has your commercial needs covered, so whether it's just a quote or full insurance evaluation, call Alpha agent Scotty Fortenberry at 256-825-9211.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Welcome back to the Sports Blitz, Lake Martin Sports Roundup, sponsored by JR Sports Bar and Grill, longtime sponsor of this show. Caleb and I ended the first segment talking about our local teams. Let's ponder across the state a little bit, because there were some really, really big games that had some – has a lot of bearing on what's going to take place as we go into these playoffs. Starting with Phoenix City defeating Auburn 24-7. I did not see anything. We had to attend a wedding on Saturday, and I was kind of out of the loop all day. What went on there?
Well, they entered the fourth quarter 7-7 in that game, and I heard from a lot of people that Auburn's defense was legit, and if they're able to hold Phoenix City to 7 in 3 quarters, then they weren't lying to me. But Phoenix City got a big touchdown early in the fourth quarter that kind of got them a little momentum on offense. They were able to get 10 more points late in the game, won the game 24-7. But from what I've heard from people that were at the game, it was a close game for most of the game. And Auburn had their chances to take some leads and weren't able to do it. And people have told me if they were to meet again, there's a good chance that Auburn would be able to beat this Phoenix City team. So it shows you what kind of team Auburn has down there. We already know what kind of team Phoenix City has, but you know, this was a game we've been talking about for weeks now, and from what I heard, it really lived up to the hype.
Wow. Jacksonville takes care of Oaks Bluff 16-14. Definitely playoff implications there.
Oh, yeah. I think both of those teams have a chance to be meeting back up in the playoffs. I know Jacksonville has a running back that was approaching 2,000 yards. I'm not 100% sure if he got there this weekend. If not, he's going to have a really good shot going forward because they're definitely going to be in the playoffs with an undefeated record. And if they are able to keep that going in the running game, they're going to be hard to beat in that classification.
Hoover takes care of Mountain Brook 31-7. I'm a little bit shocked at that score, to be quite honest with you, other than Mountain Brook maybe being a little bit flat from the previous week.
Well, yeah, Mountain Brook coming off of they lost to Hewitt-Trussville.
Right.
And then they beat they beat Hewitt-Trussville. They lose to Thompson 31-7 and now lose to Hoover 31-7. And that's a tough stretch. I mean, I don't think anybody in the state would trade that stretch with them playing Hewitt-Trussville, Thompson, and Hoover back-to-back-to-back. They were able to get the upset over Hewitt-Trussville. Wasn't able to do it against Thompson. Wasn't able to do it against Hoover. But that region right there is about as close as you can find in the whole entire state. With the 4th seed was going to be Mountain Brook with 2 losses.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then the other game of interest across the state, the one that you were able to watch on ESPN2, which I tuned into, Thompson defeats Hewitt-Trussville 63-49, coming from behind, being down 28-0, kind of really right out of the gate, to be quite honest with you. Unbelievable talent across the board on that football field.
Oh, I mean, we knew it going into the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about how both teams had guys committed to Auburn. Both teams had guys committed to Alabama.
Yeah.
And they put on a show Friday night. And, you can look at it and say, well, there wasn't any defense played in the game. They're playing against 2 guys that are going to play at, right now, the best college football team in the country.
No question.
And they're both committed there. And they put on a show, and they showed you why they have those offers and why they're going to hopefully be signing to them in December or in February.
Yeah, I thought Leah got off to a little bit of a slow start. However, Tyson, he absolutely was on fire coming out of the gate.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you look at it, Talia's a little bit better of a runner than Paul Tyson is, but I would have to say Tyson throws it a little bit better than Talia. Tyson reminds me a little bit of Jake Fromm at Georgia with his stature. Fromm is able to move a little bit, not a great runner, but he can remove some. That's kind of how Tyson is. Talia is without a doubt a better runner than Tua is, but not as good of a passer, not as polished of a passer as Tua is. But both of them good players, and they're going to be coming in and competing in the next 2 years for that job there.
Yeah, unbelievable. We've already hit on Spanish Fort and Saraland. That's a big game this week. The winner of that game wins the region, and then our Benjamin Russell Wildcats will travel to them and face them in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. 2 familiar foes for Benjamin Russell. I mean, we've played Spanish Fort 3 times since 2012. We played Saraland twice in the playoffs since 2014. So 2 teams that we've been matching up with a lot here lately, and it's going to be a good matchup down there. And then hopefully they have a little bit of a hangover from that game going into the next week, because that's a huge rivalry game down there.
Yeah, no question about it. Hoover versus IMG. IMG lost to Mater D this past weekend. Is that right?
No, it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay, they come in at 6-1. We know we know about Hoover. It's going to be an incredible matchup.
Yeah, IMG was able to take care of Hoover last year, a Hoover team that went on to win the state championship here in the state of Alabama. But IMG sitting there, their only loss to Mater Dei out of California, shows you the type of people they've been playing all year. And they've got, talent all over the field. We know it because they've got guys committed to everywhere in the country from them. And it's going to be a tall task for Hoover, but I'm sure Hoover's going to be up for the challenge because Hoover's got a lot of guys committed everywhere as well. So
you're right.
A lot of talent going to be on the field Friday night, and really a huge game to be watching for on Friday night.
And if you don't know about IMG, it is a prep school, and those guys they live there. That's what they do. That's where they go to school. Other around the state games, James Clemens started out 0-2, has won 7 straight since. They lost to Thompson 38-7, then lost to Clay Chalkville. Is that right? 31-24.
Yeah.
And Thompson lost to Hoover, and Clay Chalkville lost to Pinson Valley. So it's James Clemens is coming out of nowhere, really, aren't they?
Yeah, they were a team that a lot of people had some expectations for going into last year. Ended up 3-7, didn't have the year they wanted, had some injuries. This year they start out with 2 really, really good opponents, and Thompson's able to take care of them handily. and then they lose late against Clay Chalkful, and then from that point on, they've just really hit their stride. They got going on offense. They started scoring a bunch of points, and nobody's really been able to stop them. And now in 7A, they've got some momentum heading in the playoffs to add in to Hoover, Thompson, Hewitt, Trussville, Mountain Brook. And 7A all of a sudden in the north is getting really, really competitive.
Yeah, they are.
Then you look in the south, you've got Phoenix City, Auburn, and then you've got McGill-Tulane down in Mobile. And that's really the three in the south that you really have to watch for in 7A. But in the north, normally it's opposite. The south is really competitive. The north, you pretty much know Hoover's coming out, but things are changing a little bit.
As we wrap up this this segment, I want to change gears a little bit. We've covered area high school football and across the state. I'm going to pose this to you. Can you imagine the University of Kentucky football program is one overtime loss from being in the top 5?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. I mean, it really is. And who would have thought going into the year that we'd be talking about Kentucky like this? You know, people had expectations for Kentucky, but not these kind of expectations. And now they're going to have to get their offense going a lot more than it has been the last couple of weeks. But they've got a chance to really do something special this weekend, getting Georgia coming off that big game against Florida, and they get them at home.
Yeah, they do. And I got to catch Matt Jones, who is a writer in Lexington, was on Feinbaum, and he was talking about how they have Kentucky plays an exhibition basketball game Friday night, and then, of course, game days. I mean, not SEC is it game days in there, and then the football game leading up to it. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere this weekend.
Yeah, Georgia's going to be walking into hostile territory. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You've got, you know, they're going to be excited for basketball on Friday night, and then they get SEC Nation Saturday morning,
that's right.
And then they get the game at 2:30, and you know they're going to be pumped. They've got a chance to do something that hasn't been done around there and make it to Atlanta to play the winner of Alabama and LSU this weekend.
Unbelievable. Stay tuned for more of the Sports Blitz, a Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Brett Pritchard would be in to introduce this youth football team from New Site. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Everybody wins at Bice.
Right now, you can lease a Jeep Wrangler 4x4 Unlimited Sport for just $349 a month.
Listen up.
Or how about a Ram 1500 Crew Cab leased for only $289 a month?
Get in the game and score big.
New Jeep Compass Latitudes are on the lot and lease for as low as $229 a month. No matter which play you choose, you're always a winner at Bice.
Shop 24/7 at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
We have a promise to keep with this community, our pledge of respect for your family and your needs in every funeral arrangement.
A funeral is a time that calls for consideration.
For that reason, we won't consider anyone else.
For a full range of funeral services with sensitivity, compassion, and respect, call Radney Funeral Home at 256-234-2511 or Langley Funeral Home at 256-896-2571. Your hometown funeral homes.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup show here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. At this time, I want to welcome in the head coach of the 5-, 6-, and 7-year-old Horseshoe Bend Generals, Mitch Morgan. Coach, thanks for coming up here. And first of all, thanks for reaching out to us here at Sports Blitz to have your team on, because this is what we're all about here at this show, is making sure that everybody out there gets exposure when they do things great, especially our youth team. So appreciate you coming up here today.
Thank you.
Talk about your team. Let's just go ahead and get down to it. We have them here today, so we'll walk them across here in a little bit on the next segment. But first I want to talk to you about your team. Just kind of tell everybody about your football team and what league they compete in, and who some of the teams are that you guys play throughout the year. I know you guys have a big playoff coming up, the end of the season coming up here this weekend, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. Talk about your team and the teams you guys have played to this point.
Yes, sir. We are 5, 6, 7. We are in the Tallapoosa River Youth Football League. We are outscored our opponents 90 points to 6 in the last 3 games.
Pretty close games.
Yeah, really close. But like I said, we have a bunch of young talent. We have a few players that's played before, and half of our team has never touched a football field to this year.
Well, that's pretty good. If you look at this age group, getting them introduced to football at an early age is very important for the sport. We talk about it on this show all the time, and having a good youth program that feeds the high school. Obviously, some of these guys will be playing for the big generals one day, and moving their way on up. But talk about you said the Tallapoosa River region.
Yes,
okay, who all's in that league?
We play Clay Central, Roanoke, Randolph County, Wadley, Woodland, and Ramburn, and us included.
So it's a pretty good league. I mean, you think about the teams that you just named off, and you look at the high school standings year in and year out, most of those guys are up there at the top of their classification and really compete. And you guys have had a lot of success against those guys this year. What is y'all's record going in?
We're 5-2 going into the first round this Saturday.
5-2 going into the first round this Saturday. I think you guys have scored, about 150 points or so this year?
Sir.
Just talk about the fundamental. What is your philosophy? I mean, when you're dealing with 5, 6, and 7-year-olds, I mean, it's a mixed bag. I mean, you got kids that's never played before, and you're trying to get them introduced. What's your philosophy, and how did you get this thing started this year with them?
Between us and the coaches, our main objective is to get these kids to feel like they're brothers. If they don't play like a team and respect each other as a team, then they're just all going to implode on itself. Mm-hmm. So really, honestly, we give out roles as captains from the start. We initiate it. Our kids, they listen to the leaders of the team. My thing is, if you don't practice, you don't play. I'm really stern when it comes to the football. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of young kids that's really stepped up, that's never touched football, that get out there and just to compete with anybody. And another thing that helps us, we practice with older boys. We go against bigger teams whenever we can, just to benefit.
Well, let me say this. I've been doing this show. We've been doing Sports Blitz here from JR's for about 13 years. We have had probably over 100 youth teams come through by this point now. I have to say that is the most well-behaved group. I mean, usually it is so loud in here when we have kids in here, and you can't hear. I mean, so let me just say, I saw you with your other coaches line them up outside, and I'll just have to say I'm impressed by the discipline because I think that makes a big deal. I mean, you just talked about playing for one common goal, and that's to be brothers and to try to learn how to play as a team, and I think that's important. I don't think you're ever too young to learn that. I mean, starting at 5, 6, or 7 years old. But I can say this from my standpoint here is starting this show that many years ago and being up here with all the different teams that have come through this program. Your guys are really doing a phenomenal job over there. Talk about some of your assistant coaches. And in the help, because obviously this place is full. It's got parents. If you could turn the camera around, you would be able to see all the parents that are here supporting these kids and supporting you guys, and it takes all of that to be successful. But talk about your support staff and your coaches.
Well, my assistant coach, the main head assistant coach is Brian Walker. He's been with me. This will be his second year. He stayed with me last year, and his son was first year playing and come out this year and is a total different child. We have James Trapp. His son is a first-year player, and he's excelled in football. We have Brian Presley. He's a local from Elliott City. And
I know Brian.
His son plays on the team. First time he's ever played football. Wasn't sure about it, but he's there every day wanting to play. They've made a bond. And we have Justin Smith. He's my other assistant coach, and he's my offensive line coach. He does nothing but my big boys, and we have a good bit of them, about 500 pounds of big boys.
Well, that's good. You got to have a line. If we talk about it week in and week out on the high school and the college side of things, good offensive lines make a difference in teams. If you don't have one, it doesn't matter how many good skill position guys you have. A couple more minutes in this segment. Talk about some of your superlatives right here, Coach. I know Cam Trapp, 12 touchdowns, Parker White with 10 TDs, some of the other guys on the team.
You got, is Aiden Keel. He's our quarterback. He has 5 rushing touchdowns and also has a passing touchdown for a 5, 6, 7 group.
It's pretty impressive.
So it's pretty good. You have Hayden King. He has 1 receiving touchdown and 3 rushing touchdowns. You got Jace Jones, which he is our muscle. He could be the every down back, and he's going to excel. He actually had a broken elbow halfway through the season, basically, and stayed out, come to practice, worked, and stayed, and now he's able to play. And you got Ren Lovelady as defensive. He has 15 sacks.
That's pretty good.
He's mean. That's all he's there for. He's a rough one.
Well, you got to have that on the defensive line.
You got a couple of the big boys that help out, especially as in my center and also my defensive end is Carson Smith. He's had 5 forced fumbles this year, and he's really aggressive. And Gunnar Walker, they call him Hammer. He's just a real big boy, and he likes to hit folks.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like you guys at this point heading into the playoffs. You have a big game coming up this Saturday. We're going to go ahead and take another break here on the program. We come back, and we'll let you introduce your players and get them come up here. Probably ask them who their favorite football player is, who their favorite football team is. We'll probably get a good mixed bag answer on that, and then maybe what position they play to let everybody know. Stay tuned. More of the Sports Blitz, Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
With the season closing down, now's the best time to see the good guys at Alex City Marine for year-end repairs, boat winterization, and boat wrap services. Let Alex City Marine protect your boat through those cold winter months. And if you're in the market for a new boat, make sure to place your customized order for Manitou and Landau now for the 19 season. If you're looking to repower, get the best prices on Suzuki outboards now. Be prepared for the winter months and plan next season with the good guys at Alex City Marine. The pros, the locals know. It's easy to take things for granted, but in the heat of a southern summer, you sure enough know when the air is gone. So when your air system isn't keeping you cool, don't just call anybody. Call Arctic Air, not just another heating and air conditioning company. 256-794-4341. Get your game back.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
All right, first up will be number 82, Ren Lovelady. Ren, what position do you play?
Defensive line. I like tackling kids. It's fun.
Who's your favorite football player, Ren?
I don't have a favorite.
You Auburn or Alabama?
Auburn.
All right. Well, look, walk right here. Follow out. Next one. There you go.
That's your sack master? Right?
Yes, that's him.
He's quiet guy.
All right. What's your name?
Jace Jones.
Speak up like it says. What's your position, Jace?
Running back.
Running back. What do you provide for our team? What are you?
I'm the muscle.
Who's your favorite football player, Bubba?
Number 2 off Auburn.
Number 2. So you like Cam Newton, what you saying? All right. You Auburn, Alabama, Jace?
Auburn.
All right, man. Go ahead. What's your name?
My name's Camden Trout.
What position you play, Cam?
Running back.
What you provide for our team? What you do for our team? You get touchdowns, you get tackles. Which one is it?
I make touchdowns.
Step back, Step back a little bit. There you go. Get your head up. It's all right. You Auburn, Alabama fan, Cam?
Auburn.
You're an Auburn fan? All right, well, at least look at the camera. Let them see your pretty face. Go on, Aiden. What's your name?
Aiden.
What's your last name?
Deal.
What position you play?
Quarterback.
Speak up. You're the quarterback, right? You Auburn, Alabama fan?
Auburn.
Who's your favorite football player? You got one? Is anybody on Auburn, right? All right, look at the camera. All right, we gotta go, man. Look at the camera. Smile at it, Isaiah. There you go. What's your name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah what?
Campbell.
What you do for my team, Isaiah? You hit? You hurt people? Do you heal? You block? What you do?
Hit.
You like tackling folks? You Auburn, Alabama fan?
Alabama.
Who's your favorite football player then if you're an Alabama fan? You don't got one? All right, it's Cam Newton. You go for Auburn. Go ahead. Come on, Parker White. Tell me your name.
Parker White.
What is that? Speak up.
Parker White.
What position you play, Parker?
Running back.
You running back? You Auburn, Alabama fan?
Auburn.
Auburn. You got a favorite football player? Who?
Number 2.
Number 2. Y'all just all like Cam Newton? That's all y'all know? All right. Go ahead, bro. All right. What's your name?
Gunner Walker.
What do you do, Gunner?
I hammer people.
You Auburn, Alabama, buddy.
Alabama.
Who do you like for Alabama?
2.
2.
Number 2.
Number 2. You like Jalen Hurts then, huh? All right, big guy. Go this way, G.
I like Steelers.
You like the Steelers? All right, cool. I'll take it. Come on. What's your name?
Hudson Smith.
What do you do for my team, Hudson? Tackle or what do you do? You play defense, so what do you do?
Tackle people.
Come here and talk to this thing, man. It ain't gonna hurt you. You tackle folks? You Auburn, Alabama?
Alabama.
Who you like for Alabama?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. All right, get out of here. What's your name?
Hayden King.
What do you do for me, Hayden?
Run the ball.
You run the ball, huh? You Alabama or Auburn?
Alabama.
Who's your favorite Alabama player?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. This is Cam and Jalen battle, ain't it? All right, Bubba. We'll see you in just a minute. Go ahead. All right. What's your name?
Trent Presley.
What do you do for my team, Trent?
Block.
You block? You block good? You got a nickname? What is your nickname?
Sprinkler.
All right. Who you, Alabama or Auburn fan?
Auburn.
You got a favorite Auburn player? Nobody in general?
Nobody in that one.
Let's just say Derrick Brown. How about that?
Sure.
Derrick Brown?
Derrick Brown.
All right, I'll take it. All right, go ahead, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Tell them what your name is.
Timothy Gray.
Timothy Gray. What do you do for my team, Timothy?
Block.
You block, right? You the smallest one on my team, but you don't care, do you? You Auburn, Alabama fan.
Yes.
Which one?
Alabama.
Alabama. Do you have an Alabama player you like?
Devin.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, go ahead, Timothy. Slide this way. Go ahead, be careful. What's your name, Bubba?
Carson Smith.
Carson Smith. What do you do for my team? Well, you got several jobs. What's your jobs?
Center.
Center.
Defensive end.
Defensive end, and what else you do?
Running
back.
back.
Don't you run that right? Yeah, you run it, don't you? Well, you Alabama or Auburn?
Alabama.
All right. Well, your daddy's a big Alabama fan, so who's your favorite Alabama player?
Number 13, Tua.
Number 13, Tua. Okay. I like it, Carson. Good job. Come on, Eli. What's your name, buddy?
Eli.
Eli. What do you do for my team, Eli?
I play 3 safety.
You play free safety. Good job. You Alabama or Auburn fan, Eli?
Alabama.
Who you like for Alabama?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurst again. Get out of here. Jesus Christ. All right, what's your name, Bubba?
Ty Damon Moon.
Ty Damon Moon. What you do for my team, Ty?
Make people cry.
Make people cry. You Alabama or Auburn fan?
Alabama.
Who's your player?
13.
Number 30. Get out of here, Tua. What's your name?
Braden.
Braden Hendricks, right? What do you do for my team, Braden? You tackle folks, or what do you do? You tackle? You Alabama or Auburn fan?
Alabama.
Alabama. Do you got an Alabama player you like?
Anthony Jennings.
Anthony Jennings. Somebody else to know somebody else other than Tua. Number 33. Good job, Bubba. Get you out of there. Come on, Big Swole. All right, now let me get up here. What's your name?
Jonah Ard.
Jonah, what do you do for my team?
Play offense.
You play offense, you block, right? You the wall?
Yes, sir.
You Alabama Auburn fan, Jonah.
Alabama.
Who you like for Alabama?
Everybody, I guess.
You a team player? I like it. Slide on out, big guy. All right, man. What's your name?
Colt Taunton.
Colt Taunton. What do you do for my team, Colt?
Rip people's heads off.
You rip people's heads off. You mean you hurt people? You make people cry? All right. You Alabama or Auburn?
Auburn.
Auburn. You ain't got to have a special player. You go on. I like it. I ain't going to change it up. All right. What's your name?
Landon Yarber.
Landon Yarber. What do you do on my team? What position you play?
Defense.
Defense. You play on my defensive line, don't you? All right. What's your favorite thing about football?
Busting people.
Busting people up, okay. You Alabama or Auburn fan?
Alabama.
Alabama. Who your favorite player? So you're an Auburn fan at heart? Tell me you're Auburn fan. All right, slide off. Come on, Bentley. Come on. All right, what's your name?
Bentley Simpson.
What do you play for me, Bentley?
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. You like playing football for me? Yes. You Alabama or Auburn fan?
Alabama.
Who's your favorite Alabama player?
The Flying Hawaiian.
The Flying Hawaiian?
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
You've probably noticed the new name and the new colors, but what isn't new is our dedication to helping you achieve your financial goals. As a mid-sized regional bank, we're proud to offer you all the advantages of a large financial institution with the personalized service of a small one. This is banking with flexibility. Our name and our colors may have changed, but our commitment to empowering our customers, employees, and the communities we serve hasn't changed a bit. So visit one of our Alexander City locations today. Valley National Bank. New name, new colors, same bankers. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the Sports Blitz, Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Jeff Hines here alongside my good friend, head basketball coach, Benjamin Russell High School boys team, Coach Lewis Daniel. Coach, how are you?
Hey, I'm great, man. I'm blessed to be above the ground.
Well, we're glad to have you on the show. Yeah. We're going to jump right into this
sure.
In this segment. Coach, you got 1 year under your belt. How's the transition been going from what we say in the coaching language, moving from that third or fourth seat to that first seat?
I tell you what, it sure is a heck of a lot more comfortable in that third, fourth, and second seat.
Yeah.
That number one spot is a hot spot, but it's a spot that you learn to take with pride and then put your best foot forward and hopefully get the best out of what you're working with.
Yeah, you have to embrace it. If you don't embrace it, if you don't have passion about it, then there's no need to move up 2 or 3 seats to that one seat.
Exactly.
How was the summer?
Relatively well. We did some play dates with the young group that we have coming up this year. I think relatively we done well. under the circumstances. We didn't play any play dates the year before that, but I think we took in stride our work ethic. We developed a better game plan for the upcoming season. I think we did real well in our play dates opportunities. We went down to Montgomery and played Brubaker Tech Magnet School, who's a powerhouse program there. I think we lost there by 5 points, give or take, a point or two. Went up to Chillersburg and participated in their play dates and had some competition up there against Montfort and Chillersburg, of course, and Shelby County. So I think our kids grew tremendously over the summer through those play dates and our workouts over the summer.
Yeah, I was going to say workouts. You like the way your guys, you think you got bigger, faster, and stronger, and that's what you try to do in the summertime.
I'm extremely pleased with the output that the young men put into the summer work, and it has shown the last couple of days at practice. You do see them bigger, stronger, faster, and what really is getting me motivated is I'm seeing that basketball IQ go up.
That's awesome,
and that's huge for us.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And, we talk about winning and losing and play dates, but it's all about letting you get an idea of what things you're going to need to work on as you get to this time of the year and what to expect from your guys. So it's not a now is the time to get better and be concerned about how you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about tell me some things that are good about this team and the players that you have.
Well, off the cuff, just as you asked that question, the first thing that I'm impressed by is our kids have gotten stronger, which we just talked about. I'm seeing more physicality out of this group this year. I think our kids are playing a little faster because now, because of introducing our offense last year, our kids had a chance to get that and process it. So they're playing a little faster now. We just start focusing on defense, but I think we're going to be aggressive at the basketball on the defensive side. We're going to create turnovers. We're going to get transitional baskets this year. So and even inside, I think our forwards and centers are going to play a little bit more powerful than we played last year.
That's awesome. Any surprises out there, Coach, as far as players that somebody that's just right off the cuff got your attention right out of the gate?
I say this in all fairness, and I've said it to him a couple of times. Not necessarily surprised, but I've known he's always had the talent. But one of my seniors, Jacoby Gamble, this kid has just turned into an animal over the summer. Yeah. I like his football physicality. Those play dates we talked about. Yeah. He commanded respect in the paint. Now, I've always said to him he's had those type skills. So he stepped up. I think our shooting skills have gotten better. Nick McGee, Kobe Crabb shooting the ball, Jacoby Gamble shooting the basketball well. So I think we're going to have perimeter scores and inside scores this year. The two kids I moved up last year, Zay Stoles and Desmond Bishop. Mm-hmm. These guys have taken hold to the team. I wanted them to be the leaders, the forefront guys. Last year of giving them a chance to play varsity basketball, I think is going to really shine for us this year. So that's a list of Centuria Smith. He's a young player from last year. I've seen him get better in the weight room, and that has made his basketball game so much better.
Guys, it takes us a long time to convince these guys that if they'll get in that weight room and get strong, it'll pay off on their basketball side. Mm-hmm. Talk about your staff a little bit. We know we got a freshman boys team, we got a JV boys team, and we got a varsity boys team. Not to mention Coach Russell at the middle school. Talk about the high school staff.
Well, the high school staff is Jeremy Phillips, who is my assistant. Linderman, Jamie Linderman is moved up to our junior varsity coach, and Doug Ward is going to be the guy that's spearheading our young group at the 9th grade level. He stepped right in and has done a great job. Coach Linderman has helped me over the summer. We got a lot of information out to him about what we do and how we want to do it. So he's caught on real well. And the fact that you mentioned the middle school program, Coach Rousseau is doing a great job, and we're doing a pretty good job of blending them into our program. Matter of fact, this season they're going to play a couple of games at our place kind of make that connection. So all in all, I feel the basketball program is in a pretty good place.
That's awesome. Talk about the first game of the year. Let's go on and get it out there. I know we're still in football, but basketball is here. It's here. Talk about the opening. In this case, it'll be opening day.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do different this year. I don't know how often it has been done in the past, but we're going to open up on the 27th of November with Talladega. And the twist there is we're going to play that game during the school day at 2 o'clock. So we want to try to open the season up and give our student body that opportunity to first take a look at this group that we're putting on the floor. Talladega is going to be obviously a very competitive group, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So we're going to start out on the 27th of November right there at our school gym at 2 o'clock.
That's awesome, Coach. We want you to come back throughout the season and give us some updates.
Certainly.
We'll get you back in, Coach. I appreciate you joining us. There you go, folks. There's a quick look at the Benjamin Russell boys basketball head coach and their team. We'll be right back with more of the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
Gill's Prestige Selection in Opelika has the largest prestige inventory in all of East Central Alabama. Bank financing and interest rates as low as 2.9%. Get approved in less than 3 minutes online at GillsPrestige2.com. Gill's Auto Sale with in-house financing as low as 14.9%. Low monthly payments as low as $299 down and a free 30,000-mile or 3-month powertrain warranty on all Gill's premium pre-owned vehicles. Remember, you got to get to Gill's Auto Sales.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
Have you heard the news? Your favorite chick is now online. That's right, you can now get Chicken Salad Chick even faster by visiting order.chickensaladchick.com. Chicken Salad Chick, born in Alabama and serving the best chicken salad around.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
You know who thinks all insurance is the same? People who've never had a claim, especially a catastrophic one. That's when you find out exactly what you've been paying for all this time. That's when you learn what type of person your insurance agent is. First Insurance provides you peace of mind, what you need, when you need it. First Insurance. First in coverage, first in value, first in our community.
For all your insurance needs, visit firstinsuranceLLC.com or call 256-329-0888.
Welcome back to the Sports Blitz, Lake Martin Sports Roundup, sponsored by JR Sports Bar and Grill as longtime sponsor of this show. Caleb, we've had a whale of a show, and going into our final segment, let's jump right into Alabama LSU. Big game. I would compare it on the east side, Kentucky, Georgia, but let's talk Alabama LSU. What's your take on it? I say Alabama runs away with this.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you also, but it's going to be a big game. It's going to be the biggest challenge Alabama's had this year without a doubt.
Yeah.
And, I was looking at something that I think they posted on Feinbaum. Alabama hadn't faced the defense in the top 90 of yards per play given up in the country. So it's going to be a big step up in competition, but when you look at it, other teams haven't done to those teams what Alabama's done so far on offense. So to me, it shows you they're not overrated. It's not that they haven't played anybody. They're good on offense. And I just don't know if LSU's going to have enough manpower on offense to be able to keep up offensively with Alabama. They're going to score some points because they're going to line up and run the football on Alabama. And that's something Alabama has struggled with this year. But I just don't know if it's going to be enough to be able to keep up with them.
Yeah, I don't either. I had LSU finishing second to the last in the West, and I've had to eat a lot of crow with that pick throughout the year. But for whatever reason, I still can't buy in, although they're the, number 4 team in the country.
I don't think anybody saw them being at number 4 at this point in the year.
I don't think so. And but again, I will give them credit. I think defensively they're pretty good. I just don't know if they're good enough to stop Alabama's high-powered offense. On the other side of the state, you got Texas A&M coming into Auburn for 11 a.m. kickoff, which we all know is not one of Auburn's favorite things to do. But it's going to be the high that Saturday's supposedly 64, so it's going to be a cool day. There's an exhibition game Friday night, basketball, so I'm sure there's going to be a good crowd in there.
Yeah, and 11 o'clock hasn't been great to Auburn recently, and another thing in this series, the home team has never won in this series between Auburn and Texas A&M. So it's going to be a tall task for Auburn going in. It's going to be a low-scoring game, in my opinion. I don't see a lot of points getting scored. A&M struggled to score on Mississippi State this last week. We know Auburn's offensive struggles. They picked it up a little bit against Ole Miss, but Ole Miss, the worst defense in the SEC.
Is terrible.
And so it's going to be a tall task for Auburn. A&M's got a really good defense, and it's going to come down to who can get a few turnovers, who can make a few special teams plays in this game, and that's who's going to come out victorious.
Yeah, the Wolves kind of quit howling because of a bye week, but if things don't turn, they'll be right back to howling again down in Auburn for Coach Gus Malzahn.
And you don't want to say it's must win for Auburn, but it almost is because then you got to go to Georgia and you got to go to Alabama.
Absolutely.
So Auburn really, really needs to get this win to avoid really a 6-6 season, which if they don't win is pretty
you're going to be 5-7 or 4-7, 4, whatever it would be. Let me jump back to Alabama a minute. Jalen Hurts has surgery during the bye week. Will he be available this weekend?
Saban said he's kind of day-to-day right now. They're going to see if he can handle the workload. He expects him to play. That's what he said last week, and I hope that he is able to play because I think that there's a few things Alabama could be able to do with him in there at quarterback. I said it to one of my friends I was talking to. I'd love for the first play them to come out and put Jalen in at quarterback. Everybody be expecting a run, play action on the jet sweep, throw it over the top. Just throw it deep. Get him off of you a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, you never know what could happen. But hopefully he's going to be able to play, and if he's not, it's going to put a lot of pressure on that offensive line to keep Tua healthy because something could happen, and all of a sudden Mac Jones is in there.
Well, I was going to say that too because Tua hopefully is going to be back to 100% going into Saturday because he's been banged up as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, they really are really close to losing both their quarterbacks, and I would say they probably have the 2 best quarterbacks in the SEC on the same team right now, and they're one play away from losing both of them. Both of them are dealing with injuries, and so it's going to be really interesting to see because, like I said, this is going to be, without a doubt, the best defense and probably the best team that they have faced to this point.
The bye week couldn't have come at a better time for Alabama. Couldn't have come at a better time for Auburn to try to heal up some of the bumps and bruises, and with Boobie Whitlow being banged up, hopefully he's going to be back to 100%. So got 2 big games this weekend. Gap, we appreciate you tuning in. Had a great show today with the Horseshoe Bend Little League basketball coach Lewis Daniels. He's Caleb Brooks. I'm Jeff Hines for the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup. We'll see you next week.